Radio WGNS. Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSradio.com.
Rutherford Issues powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. MTE has helped members with light, comfort, and connection since 1936. As your trusted energy advisor, MTE is always here to help. Connect online at mte.com or download the My MTE app. It's my pleasure to welcome in friends from the Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Center. Sylvia White is here today in studio, the Community Engagement Manager. And first of all, good morning. Glad you're here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, talk about a little bit about what Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Center does here in our area.
Well, we have been serving Rutherford County for over 35 years. Our mission is to protect victims, prevent violence, and empower survivors. We have several core services that we offer, and those are core advocacy, safe shelter, sexual assault services, and counseling. And those services are all free of charge. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, so we will be focusing on those, highlighting those services and what our center provides for the month of April.
Be a lot of purple around in April, right?
Teal.
Teal.
Teal is
going
the
with
color
teal. Okay.
for sexual assault.
Okay.
Yes.
So is it purple for domestic violence? Where did I
Yes,
get?
that's
Okay.
correct. Yes.
I knew that there was purple in there somewhere. I
Yes.
thought so. How long have you been with the center?
I have been there just since October.
Oh, okay.
So I'm fairly new still.
Well, awesome. Glad that you're working here, and I know that this is obviously some of the toughest work that anybody could do. I mean, you catch people, I guess, in situations that are their worst nightmare.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
April being National Sexual Assault Awareness Month. What is sexual assault? Maybe kind of describe that, and I'm sure you have some numbers that go along with that.
Sure. Sexual assault is any forced, coerced, or unwanted sexual contact. It's a public health and social justice issue. Every 68 seconds, an American is sexually assaulted. 9 in 10 of those victims are female. And most sexual assaults occur at or near the victim's home. And 8 out of 10 of those cases, the victims know their perpetrator. It's rape and sexual assault are the most underreported crime, with 63% of sexual assaults not being reported, and 12% of child sexual abuse is reported, only 12%.
You said 8 in 10 know the person who commits the assault. That's 80%,
Right.
and that's an amazing number there. So, I mean, I think a lot of people think about this being, a case of back alley, something happening in the, people in the shadows, that kind of thing. But
Right.
it's definitely not that, it seems.
That's right.
Why, pardon me, do you think this is underreported?
Fear of retaliation, embarrassment. People feel like they are at fault. There's victim blaming and shaming that occurs sometimes, and people not feeling safe, not knowing where to go or who to talk to or what to do. So that's where we come in.
And this has gotten much better within the last several years, many years, I guess. But there has been kind of you mentioned shame, a societal shaming of situations that go on like this. But I think education has really helped in that, and maybe more people would report now.
Right, and that's why the month of April is so important for us to highlight the sexual assault cases and our services that we provide to help those individuals.
And this is not something, obviously, that ever goes away for the victims. I mean, it's
Right.
something they deal with daily for the rest of their lives, honestly.
Right.
We have Sylvia White joining us, Community Engagement Manager with Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Center. April is National Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and you mentioned the services that are offered by the center, and I can remember the day when there wasn't necessarily services for sexual assault victims within Rutherford County, and then that was kind of brought into what the domestic violence shelter at that time was called. And so obviously very important work. Maybe highlight some of the things that are offered here for victims.
Okay. First of all, we have a 24/7 crisis support line, so you can always reach someone. We serve anyone that is dealing with a recent or even a past situation of sexual assault. So it doesn't have to have happened recently. If you are dealing with trauma from the past, we can help you also. We have a safe room, which is a sexual assault forensic exam room. So it's an alternative to the hospital or the emergency room. You can come to our office where we have the safe room, and we have specially trained advocates and specially trained nurses, which are called SANE nurses, sexual assault nurse examiners, to help guide you through the process. And it's a lot more confidential and
I would say it would be less intimidating to
right,
go somewhere like
less
that.
intimidating than the hospital, and
Yeah.
often a lot less time consuming. It can take hours at the
That's
hospital. We also have counseling services, and we can help with legal orders of protection against your perpetrator if needed, and also safe shelter is available for the sexual assault survivors as well. And we are always available to talk to, just for support, and you don't have to go forward with any of those services if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, we have information on our website that's always there for people to find.
And that website, by the way, is DVSA. That stands for Domestic Violence Sexual Assault Center. So dvsacenter.org, and lots of information there. And I really like the quick escape button that's there. So if you fear that someone may pop into the room and that's the person where maybe there's a domestic violence situation or sexual assault, you just hit that button and it takes you right away. So
Right.
really helps with that. You mentioned a lot of the services, and April is going to be important for people to really understand what they need to do. So maybe share with us, if someone is a victim. You mentioned that you have this exam room and things of that nature. They don't have to necessarily go to the hospital, and I think in those situations maybe people don't know what they need to do, or so do they? Is there a number to call? Kind of walk us through that.
We have our 24/7 support crisis line. There's also a national hotline number that can always be reached. You can also call our public office line during office hours, or come into our office, and we will be happy to help you with whatever your needs are.
Okay, very good. We've mentioned that National Sexual Assault Awareness Month is in April, and I know our Rutherford County government is kind of helping to bring a highlight to that.
Yes. For the first week of April, the historical courthouse will be lit up in teal for to honor and support Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And so that's really cool. It's very pretty. It's a really neat thing.
You happen to be behind our teal mic, so there you go. How about that? And I think Mayor Carr is bringing some spotlight to that as well.
He has signed a proclamation for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So that's something that has been going on for a couple of years, and that does bring a lot of attention to the cause.
We have joining us today Sylvia White, the Community Engagement Manager with Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Center here in Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. And how can maybe our listeners get involved in helping to bring awareness to National Sexual Assault Awareness Month?
Well, most importantly, we ask people to educate themselves and anyone around them if they can. You can always donate and volunteer. Donate to local survivors. We will have several opportunities coming up for donating and volunteering. We have Teal Up for the month of April for our agency, where we are asking that you give up your chocolate or your favorite snack for the month and put that money towards donations. Anything is appreciated, obviously, but $25 provides 1 hour of crisis support on our 24/7 crisis line. $45 provides one rape care kit for a survivor, and $65 provides one counseling session for a survivor to begin their healing journey. So that's one way. And then also in April, we wear teal on Tuesdays. So we also have the Sexual Assault Awareness Month Day of Action, which is always the first Tuesday in April. So this year it will be April 4th, and this aims to tackle problems of sexual assault, abuse, and harassment before they occur and provide support to survivors. And then we also have Denim Day, which is the last Wednesday of April. And the meaning of that is to support survivors, and that came from a high-profile Italian rape trial where the individual was shamed for what they were wearing. So wearing the denim started out as a protest and solidarity, and now it is an annual thing every year on the last Wednesday of April.
Okay, so where Teal Day is April 4th.
Yes.
And then you said the last Wednesday in April?
Yes.
So that would be the 26th. That's National Denim Day.
Yes.
And so just ways that you can help bring awareness, and maybe if you never wear jeans and all of a sudden you're in jeans, it Sally, why are you wearing jeans today? And so it brings up an opportunity to have that conversation.
It signals that you are a supporter and that you are a safe person to talk to.
I did notice that there is on the website, which is dvsacenter.org, there's a big donate button there. And so if folks, you mentioned the different amounts, and if they give, this could mean this for the next victim and things of that nature in terms of support. So you being a nonprofit, community donations are very important.
Yes, very important. We heavily rely on donations and volunteers. Both are very, very integral parts of our operation.
And with the shelter, with folks who come to help comfort and walk through the process with sexual assault victims, many of those are volunteers.
Yes, we heavily rely on volunteers, and we appreciate them so much. So anyone that is willing to donate their time If you don't have monetary ways to give, we also appreciate people that are willing to donate their time to help support survivors, whether it be at the shelter, at the office, a court advocate. We need volunteers for all of those things, and we appreciate it.
It could just be helping in the office, if
Yes.
just any kind of thing like that. So, what would folks need to do if they would like to volunteer?
You can visit our website, and we have a volunteer you do have to go through an application process, but it's easy, and you can also call or email me or contact the office, and they will get you in touch with me.
Very good. Sylvia, thanks for stopping in today. It's been fun catching up.
Me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Sylvia White, Community Engagement Manager with Domestic Violence Sexual Assault Center, joining us today on Rutherford Issues.
We're at war and we're in recession. It's only a